kind of the first filmmaker, and like I said, I'm a big fan, who really kind of exposed the Southeast. As far as like film, can you talk about, you know, how important it was for you to make movies that are set in Florida, Atlanta, stuff like that?
Well, there's more film should be shot here. It's not Florida's fault, because Florida's got everything. You know, it's the government. I remember I went in to see him, and I said, you know, we ought to be shooting more movies down here. And he said, why? And I said, how did you get to be governor? He was dumber than a peach orchard salad. That old peach orchard salad.
I've never heard that. I mean, what is the great experience? We'll put it in a song.
The one show Bloodline brought like, I don't know, 25, 50,000, $50 million in the last like 2 years, 3 years. I mean, we had all these shows here and they were bringing in millions here and millions there, the Glades and all of them. And how come he doesn't want that type of money coming into Florida? I mean,
Well, that's what I said to him.
Georgia has it now. Now it's Georgia.
Well, I did 7 pictures in Georgia.
Yeah.
Because
Everything.
dummy couldn't figure it out.
And you would read a gold.
Huh?
You would read a gold.
Yeah.
When it comes to anywhere on the south side here in Florida, I mean, it's
Well, you know, you can't do it unless the governor's behind you.
Well, tax
Bert,
write-ups
did
too,
you
man.
know Michael Mann in that group?
Yes, I did. Yeah.
Because they did pretty good down there in Miami Beach. They had a
He
little
did
set
great
up.
in Miami Beach, but that, you know, Michael was keeping it for Michael.
Yeah, that's, he did
Was that
another
on the
movie.
sound on?
You spoke a little bit about meeting him on a movie set, but I don't think a lot of people know that you've dabbled in filmmaking, even though,
Yeah, I
you
just
know,
finished we're editing my 5th movie right now. My son directs, he's really good at it. That's why I went to California to put my children through film school. The youngest has his own profit set design company, but they work all the time. Well, it's an amazing situation, but I miss Tarpon Springs. Oh, God. And it seemed like Bert's back here in Jupiter, and he suffered out there. And I just spent last week in Tarpon, and I really miss Florida. Florida's just a wonderful place. Plus, it's cheaper than living in Burbank.
Well, Burbank is just about boring.
My kids call it Burbank.
Burbank, that's right.
were you a fan of
Well,
Tampa Bay Bandits?
Yeah, of course. In fact, I did the Star Spangled Banner for them a couple of times out in the middle of the field.
Very nice.
I'll never get the time I was doing it for the Braves in Atlanta. Ted Turner was here, President Jimmy Carter was here, and I'm in the middle. And I forgot the words, the Star Spangled Banner. But I looked up and it was on the board. Yeah. And I became very spiritual about reading right off the board.
He was like, oh, there it is.
You were talking about film school, and I know, Mr. Reynolds, that you're, or can I call you Burt? May I call you Burt?
Please, yeah.
Thank you. That you have, you know, you were in many ways responsible for helping Florida State get its film school. Moonlight just won Best Picture, despite what
Was that a
the mix-up.
nightmare?
Can you talk about what it means to have somebody with FSU ties, you know, winning that award?
That was great. That was great. It was long overdue. It was going popping up other places, but not at Florida State.
Did you have sympathy for Warren Beatty and Faye Dunaway and that whole?
I have no sympathy for Warren Beatty. Dumber than a peach orchard sour.
Hey, one more question, and then we'll let Janice jump in.
I know you guys are still making memories, but can you speak of perhaps both of your fondest memories of each other? I know you said there's been a passage of time.
Well, you know, we both making a living, you know, and you can't make it in Jupiter.
That's why I had to get out of Tarpon.
Yeah.
Moved to Atlanta. I don't know, it's just, I think back on it all, and it's just an amazing time. You know, he's been so blessed with his work. And in a lot of ways, I've been blessed too. And I think it's just hanging out with good people, people who know what they're doing. I have very little patience, and I'm getting old.
Better.
But you know, you become accustomed to working with people that are professional and talented. When you surround your people with people, when you surround yourself in your career with people like that, then it's if you got the talent, then it's a hit. You get through it.
Burt, you're as cool now as you were when you were in your 20s.
We still want to see you jumping old LTD though. Yes, sir.
That's why I'm limping.
How'd you get on that barge, man? Was it who jumped that onto the barge? You know which
You know
one?
what? I hate to admit it, but I didn't do it.
They wouldn't
It
let
would've
you
been a lot
contractually do it.
They wanted me to not do it for sure.
Oh, I know that.
So they had about 7 guys around me. And my
Seat is yours.
buddy, my roomie, Hal Needham did it.
Yeah,
How was
really?
He was the best stunt man in the world.
Yeah.
Who didn't jump in the car?
Hal.
Well,
How was it?
there's more than one of you.
Hold on 1 second. You're in. You're in.
Ready?
Yep.
Good looks never go away.
So, thank you. So, you know, I was telling my grandma, my dad that I was going to come and interview you today, and obviously, you know, you do go back further in their generation more than mine, but one of the first questions that I wanted to ask you, and really what I think is important to people in my generation and for the future, is what continues to propel you to keep working, to keep doing what you've been doing for so long? Why are you not, you know, in Cabo with your toes in the sand and just laying out and
ex-wife.
doing that? What?
Ex-wife.
Ex-wife, that's why?
They had better lawyer than you. isn't it?
Straight up. Straight up.
No, I didn't handle that well. I said, I just want out, you can have anything you want. And she thought that meant everything.
And it did.
Women have selective hearing sometimes, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
What?
Where do you hear from?
My hearing's not selective, I hear almost everything, I promise.
Oh, really?
Except if it's no, then I don't hear that.
Good, oh, good.
But really, for so long, your acting career and everything that you've done is just a really, really long amount of time. I mean, the name that you've made yourself, you are a legend in acting, and a lot of people just, you know, do something for a couple of years and then call it quits. What's made you continue to progress forward and propel all throughout your years, even if things, you know, got difficult? What made you continue to keep acting and acting and acting for so long?
Well, I have been lucky. I've been busy for 50 years. And that's a little older than you. I've been very happy doing it. And I love doing it. I love acting. And I like directing. And I teach every Friday night. If you want to come go to class, you can.
Okay, I can do that.
In Jupiter.
Okay.
I'll put you right on the front row.
I can answer partially with that.
Okay.
I was born with a gorilla on my back.
Okay.
And Burt probably was too. We don't know why, and we push and keep. What else are we going to do? You know, that's what we do. That's how we express ourselves. And we've been lucky enough to move people's lives around. It's a responsible thing. But I wake up every morning. I'm sure he does too. What can we do to keep this in place? And I'm serious. It's very enjoyable, and sometimes it's living hell. But you got to get up and do it. You have no choice. Am I correct?
You're right. Yep. If I could wake up and do Bogey and Bacall and sing it, that's what I'd do.
Burt was the leading consolist attraction for the entire 70s decade.
Wow.
Leading.
I didn't know that.
Oh, man.
Well, you weren't alive.
I was not. I wasn't even thought, in all honesty.
Burt Reynolds was the biggest box office draw in the world for 6 years. No one has ever done that. Bing Crosby is second.
That's true. Bing Crosby was second. I was a little younger than me. She's there.
I've been playing music like all my life. And I was a little kid playing in the Indian Village years ago. And was not too many people, just Miccosukee and Seminole families that came to watch us. And they didn't know what we were doing, but we were playing the early rock and roll, you know, from the Beatles, the Stones, and all that stuff that happened back then. And after a while, you get into it, and it becomes a part of it. And in a certain way, you're gifted. And if you go after it and continue on with it, becomes part of you, the mold of your soul. And it's part of you forever. And you never stop. I mean, I haven't stopped for years. I mean, I've been
What would
playing
you do?
over 40
What else
years,
would you
50 years, nothing. And since it's a gift, it's a gift we have to give back to the people, something we have in ourselves to give to you or the people. And Burt, I know I've seen all his movies, and he's a good man. He has a good heart, and he's giving back what he can, and we all are giving back. And that's why we keep doing it, because we won't stop, probably, till we're finished.
Well,
To move over, to
always.
move to the other
I
side.
have one more question for you. Like, you guys were going back and saying how this has really grown on you. I'm sure, you know, it's very much a cliche that if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life. But all of you, you know, Bertie, all of you have said what a responsibility that it is that you're taking on when you're essentially your icons, your role models. How would you say that that's evolved over the years in comparison to when you first started with your career, and now you're looking back now at how much impact and influence you've made? You know, how do you
It's stunning.
feel
It
about all of
amazes
that?
me. You know, the worst song I ever wrote was a thing called Tokyo Joe. I swear, I was on a Bogart binge. And I can't stand to listen to it, but I get emails saying, Tokyo Joe has changed our lives. And she just put me through.
Are your ears broken?
Yes.
But it's really a joy and a charm to be able to entertain people. And he's the best at it. He's the best.
Sure is. Okay.
And what?
One of the best? Say one of the best or the
We had
best?
to get onto the music, don't we?
One more.
No, I'm just lucky.
Yeah.
You're lucky,
Lucky.
but
I like that.
when I posted it on Facebook today, I put I was going to go interview the most iconic movie star
Amen.
that there is around. The most iconic, because you influence so many people's lives. I mean, do you know how many boys grew up on you? I mean, we're the reason we're stuntmen. You're the reason why we got fast cars. You're the reason why the Trans Am is the baddest car around, man. You're the reason. You are the reason. And that is, you know, iconic. You are the most iconic movie star of this era.
He's the reason Tarantino's mother hate me.
Hey, just because you got away with their daughter, I mean, I would, you know, hey.
Okay, Katie?
Well, thank you so much.
Oh, that's split.
Thank you very much, Burt.
Thank you so
We're great.
Wait, one more.
Hold it. We're bringing, Rick Derringer is coming in.
Oh, there's Rick Derringer. Okay,
I'm just
great.
moving from the screen.
Come on, Rick.
Here you go.
Rick Derringer.
Hi, Rick.
How you doing?
No, I'm all right.
Grab a seat right on the right.
Grab a seat. Welcome.
Best guitar player in the world.
Here he is, the man.
Yeah.
All right.
Hi, Katie.
And I get to shake your hand too. Nice to meet you all.
I met you earlier.
I didn't mean to.
That's the same with this one.
Hey, Rick, say something.
Rick Derringer.
Say something. Well, I'm just happy to be here at this event with these other, you know, great stars, and love being in Florida. So I've been here. I lived in Manhattan most of my adult life, but I moved to Florida, and people have suggested recently, you know, you should live in Manhattan again, and I just tell them, how can you leave paradise? Yes, we live in paradise down here in Florida.
Just another day.
And, it's just great to be, you know, nominated, awarded here in Florida for this. Thank you very much.
First of all, it's a pleasure to meet you. I've been doing film for about 26 years now. I'm from New York. I overcame cancer 4 years ago. And because I overcame cancer, my dedication right now is to teach the arts. Now I teach in school, Atlantis Academy, with special needs kids, with autism, all sorts of problems, very artistic kids. And it's like what the lady said here, once you love what you do, it's never a job. I'm trying to pass it forward. God gave me a second chance in life. I was Emmy nominated in 2010 for producer. I produced a TV show, Caso Cerrado, which was the first Latin TV show ever been nominated for an Emmy. I produced that show for 12 years. But I always look up to individuals like you and actually icons, okay?
Well,
I see what you guys are doing with these kids and giving back to society, humanity, and I'm trying to do the same thing. What advice you give to these kids right now that are going to be watching you in my class on Monday, and kids that are labeled in society as special needs, but they're extremely talented. What can you tell them?
Well, I would tell them not to give up.
That's important.
Because they're going to try to make you give up all the time. And you just got to walk right over those people. I never gave up. And I didn't have a whole lot of talent, but I had a lot of guts. And that'll eventually get you over the hump.
My latest experience is I spend a lot of time in China. I've got a triple platinum album in all the Pacific Rim, and I'm so fascinated by the Chinese people and the country. It's beautiful. And I was recently knighted, so.
Sir Bertie.
So I told my band, you can either kiss my ring or.
Are you ready to play?
Yeah, we'll do a couple songs.
It's going to be a beautiful.
Right? Damn right.
Right.
Let's do it. All right. Thank you very much. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you. Bravo!
Great award. It was fabulous to have it presented by Burt Reynolds, and it'll be a memory I'll keep as long as I live.
There's some beautiful women out here too, yo! Yes! I could wake up and do Bogey and Bacall and sing it. That's what I'd do.
But it's really a joy and a charm to be able to entertain people. And he's the best at it. He's the best.
I'm what?
One of the best? Say one of the best or the best? What do you say?
No, I'm just lucky.
Well, guys, tonight has been such an amazing night. From our interview with the legendary Burt Reynolds, to watching the bands play, to staying for the award ceremony. It has been such a humbling and honoring experience to be here tonight, and we're so glad that we got to check it out and that you guys got to watch it with us. Until next time, I'm Janice, signing off with VIP TV.
Wrapped around each other, trying so hard to stay warm. That first cold winter together,
Mr. Reynolds, thank you, sir.
lying in each other's arms, watching those old movies, falling in love so desperately. Honey, I was your hero, and you were my lead.